In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most compassionate. Complete blessing and salutation be upon Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, his companions, and all those who had followed him. Whosoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide, nobody can misguide him. And whosoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala misguide, nobody can guide him. I'm very delighted to be here in this very great TV station. My name is Ibrahim Mustafa, well known as Malan. Yes, I attended Manarul Huda Primary School, Bacharawa. Then Sonka is, that is Usman Nagogo College of Arabic and Islamic Studies, Kazana, well known as ATC Arabic Teachers College. Then I moved to Saadat Rumi College of Education, where I study mass economics. Well, when you talk about short story is part of prose. Yes, it's part of prose under fiction writing. Uh, Short story is a brief narration. Reading in, even you can read short story in one sitting. Yes. Yes, the difference between short story and novella is clear. I like what I said. A short story is brief narration. Is brief narration composition. Yes, that you can read in one sitting. While novella, you can read it, but it may be more than one sitting. Yes, that is the first. Then novella has chapters, while short story do not have chapters. Yes, and the conflicts there in short story are not much, unlike novella. Novella, the conflict there are much than short story. Yes. The challenges of writing short story, I can say, though to me, I cut across few, but some people may across a lot. One of the challenge of writing short story is that the postally to know how to write it is the challenge. If you are not good at writing, or if you are not a voracious reader and you want to write a short story, you can see a person. The person can say, "I'm going to write a short story," but he only read a few books, two to three, four, or five, or even 10 books. Then the person can say, I'm going to write a short story. That it will be difficult for the person to write a short story just because you read 10 book or 10 short story. At least you should read a lot of short story, even 50 short story or 50 story. You read 50 story, then maybe a little bit you can write. Then when you write, you take it to the person that you know is better than you in terms of understanding the language. Then you take it to him so that for editorial aspect. Yes. How to overcome the challenge? Yes, by reading a lot of stories, reading a lot of short story. If you want to write a short story, you should read more and more, or a lot of short story. Yes. There is one proverb was said, when you come to a room, do as a room do. So if you want to be an orator, an example, you must watch orators. You must listen orators. You must read orators' speech. That will inspire you to write it. Yes, the things that inspire me to start writing short story are few. I want to two. The first one is by reading. By reading, uh, by reading many books, then I come to understand I should write a short story. Then the second one, by reading James Hadley Chase. Yes, I read only a few of his work out of his 90 something of his work. I read almost getting to 16. His book, he's very good at describing. Yes, he's very good at describing. And his book, to me, I can say, I like watching film, but I like to read James Hadley book than to watch a film, any kind of film. Yes, I can spend night watching a film, but if you give me two, you understand, if you give me two, watching or reading James Hadley book, I would take reading James Hadley book, because as I'm reading, it just go as if I'm watching. I'm reading, then I'm watching, because the book has suspense. The book has suspense. Uh, yes, the time. Yes, like what I said. How many books did I write? Okay, I wrote. I have written few. I have written uh few. There are seven. Yes, story. In terms of story, there are seven, but all of them are in their manuscript. It is only one that is typed one or printed one. Yes, and God willing, I'm going to publish that one. Yes, my favorite is the one that I printed. I wrote it almost uh, 4 years back, but I didn't to publish it because owing to the financial difficulties. But God willing, I'm going to publish it. I'm going to take it to publisher so that it is going to be published. Mm. It's the story about an orphan. It's a story about an orphan. She'll live with her stepmother, and stepmother were very wicked. Yes, yes. The stepmother were very wicked, and the stepmother has the daughter also, and she's the one that that girl, an orphan, she's the one who looking after the house, who sweeping, who do the house chores. Yes, who do everything there in the house, even going to the stream and fetching water. She's the one do that. Then at the end, she succeed and she meet a prince of that great kingdom, and she married the prince. That is how the story is. Oh, the difference between author and writer. Yes, if your work is not yet published, you cannot claim yourself as a what and so author. Yes, if an author is the person who writes and what and publish the work. Yes, that is an author. And an writer, you write a story and you keep it in manuscript. You are a writer. You are not an author. It's the person who what do that. That is what I mean by what author. Yes, God willing, I'm going to compile. If I have a lot, I have so many short story. I'm going to yes, right. I'm going to make it collection of short story in Allah. Yes, I will make it I will make it an anthology. Suggestion to the student and the learners of English. Yeah, just keep on reading. Yes, if you want to be a writer, if you want to speak the language correctly, fluently, you want to create your grammar, yes, just keep on. Yes, keep on reading day in, day out. Read day in, day out. That will help you a lot. If you read day in, day out, I believe that it will help you to understand the language. Just keep on reading. That was a time, as you asked me this question, that was a time when I was almost 7 years back. Yes, I wasn't good at understanding the language, this language. I like to speak it because most of my relatives can speak it because they attended private school. Yes, an excellent school. They speak fluent English. Yes, they speak with Queen English. I was very unhappy at that time because they can speak and I cannot. Yes, I meet one cousin of mine. The person, Mahmoud Sada Kankia. Yes, Mahmoud Sada Kankia is my cousin and also my friend. I meet him. He's a kind of voracious reader and a bit reader. He reads. Yes, anytime you see Mahmoud, anytime, most of the time you see Mahmoud, you see him with even with his palm. Yeah, he read through his palm, and even in you see him in his own room. Mahmoud read. So I meet Mahmoud because I know that he's an excellent. Yes, he is excellent. He is excellent. Yes, I believe that Mahmoud was. Very excellent. I meet him. Just I meet him. I ask him about this advice. Mahmoud, I want to speak English fluently. I want to speak English fluently. Please, can you give me an advice about how to speak English? Yes. He said that just Malan, go and read. Go and read because they are calling me Malan. Yes, people call me Malan. Yes, people call me Malan at that place. Yes, most of my relatives call me with this name, Malan. Then he said, Malan, just go and read. Yet it was after 3 years that I come to understand what Mahmoud told me is was true. But at that time, I said, what is this? I need advice. But he said, just go and read. And by the time I keep on read after the 3 years, I come to understand that the panacea of my problem, the panacea of my problem is that reading. So my advice to you, student, just uh, keep on reading. Be a brusher reader, be an avid reader. Well, thank you. The last word, I thank Almighty Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that give me an opportunity, yes, to go and learn. And I thanks my parents for the commitments, for the time, yes, for anything they do, anything that I succeed in life, it is because of them. Yes, and I thank my teachers. I would like to thank my teachers. Thank you very much, my great teachers, and more especially Malang Habibu Kurana. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. May Allah help you to achieve the apex of your dream, the apex, yes, the zenith of your uh, ambition. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Thank you for watching Malan International TV. Bye for now. Stay tuned. Okay. Bye for now.